Hey guys, welcome. This is Market Crypto Boy in Oz. Um, just doing a cheeky video, and I shouldn't really be doing one. I should be at work, but it is Monday. No, it's not. It's not Monday. It's Tuesday, the 15th of June, and I woke up this morning, and I know it was good. Forecast a bit of rain, but it was pouring down. And I checked the weather, and it's raining all day, all damn day, and that's good enough for me. I don't need much of an excuse to not go to work. Um, I don't go to work because I like it. I go to work because I need to. And that's what this crypto journey is all about. It's so I don't need to give my time in exchange for money. And that's why I've got an Amazon business, which is ticking over on the side, but that's another story. And that's where crypto's coming in. I want life-changing gains. I wanna have wealth where I don't need to work. My family don't need to worry about working. And that's the aim of the game. And I'm presuming that's what your aim of the game is as well. Um, so yeah, and exciting news, like really, really exciting news. But just check out this. Okay, 10 subscribers. So the little intimate group we've got going on, it's growing, which is a good thing. But it's getting at some point it's going to get exponential growth. So like 10% up, which I'm pretty impressed with. And as I've said before, my private account, which is this donkey over here, also subscribes to my channel. So really, I've got 9 subscribers. So yeah, if anybody is into crypto and you stumbled across this channel because obviously YouTube decided to show it, smash that like button, and that gets more people interested. Well, it puts it in front of more people. And if you really, really like it, hit the subscribe button. And that'll just make my day. And send me some messages, send me some comments. Tell me your story. Tell me where you're at, when you got into crypto, what you hope to get out of it. And don't forget, it's not you should be thinking long term. And long term in the stock market could be like retirement, 10, 15, 20 years. Long term in crypto, some people might say it's 6 months. I'd argue that and probably say it's 12 months to 4 years. And the reason why I say 4 years is because no matter when you get in, if you're in it for 4 years, you will have got in at some good prices, and you've gone through the halving, so you've experienced the crypto winter where you can pick up some mega bargains when prices drop. And again, crypto winter like now, I still think we're going to get one, but it might never be as bad as what we've experienced previously. And if you're just joining us, you may not know nothing about it anyhow. So I'll not dig deep. But basically, every 4 years there's a Bitcoin halving, and this is what is the precedent for the cycles of crypto assets. I won't say currency because they're actually assets in a lot of countries. They're classed as assets, like by the tax authorities. So every 4 years there's a halving. So what that means, I might have said this before, but I'll quickly just reiterate what it means again. Every 4 years, Bitcoin block sizes, well, the rewards what the miners get halve. So at the minute it is 6, I think it's 6.25. It it was previously 12.5. Before that it was 25, then it started at 50. And as you mine, it gets more difficult, and then every 4 years it halves. So we had a halving last year, a year ago, pretty much, and then in another 3 years it's got to halve. So from 6.25, it's going to go down to 3.125. But in the process of that, it's getting more difficult to mine. Which when I say more difficult, it gets more expensive. The electricity costs are more because it takes longer to actually mine. It takes longer to mine because it's more difficult to mine, if that makes sense. And I'm not a miner, so if it's not 100% accurate, it ain't far off, I don't think. So, but that's the reason. So the price has got to go up to compensate the cost in producing the Bitcoin to start with. And if it didn't, then the whole ecosystem would collapse, and obviously it'd have no value at all then. But that ain't going to happen. So, I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know why I got onto that, but I'm onto it. So yeah, I've got 10 followers. So yeah, I'd like to speak to you guys. Reach out, send me comments, and I shall get back in touch. This is the look of my channel. This is my own page. And again, I'm different because everyone you listen to is already successful. They've already done it. I'm not. I'm in the process. I'm learning. I'm just like you. Now, I might have had a little bit more experience than you, quite possibly, but we shall see. You might have more experience than I, but you're just not doing a YouTube video. And I hope that we can grow together, and I hope that you follow my channel and we go through ups and downs, and we'll see where it takes us. So I'm just going to flick across. I just wanted to, where are we? Don't know if you watched this hidden. Sorry, I was losing track here. But this hidden gems launchpad video I did yesterday, and this is obviously they're all going up in price. But this is, I just wanted to mention it again. This is going to be a really, really good project because say it's a launchpad. You're getting access to newly launched products on Cardano, and Cardano. I just want to reiterate again. It's going to explode. The second Charles Hoskinson flicks his green switch and alerts the masses that Cardano mainnet is live and all these projects waiting to get on the Cardano platform. There's only a handful of launch pads, and Oakham Finance is one of them, and it's the cheapest. It's the most. It's the best one to go for. Like financially, for what you've got to invest, which I think at the minute is about $1,800, which is an investment in itself. It's not like you're spending $1,800 just for the privilege of being given the choice of purchasing IDOs with, I think it's $375, as I said yesterday. Not only are you getting that, you're actually getting the value of the coin increasing anyhow. You're investing in a project that's got good fundamentals and it's going to go places. It's going to grow. So just wanted to retouch on that. If you didn't watch it, just give it a watch and see what you think. I just wanted to have a quick look at the BTC charts as I like to start off, and this is my trend line. This is the trend line what I set in just before yesterday, and the price was going up. Bitcoin dominance is going up, and look, it's steadily been going up and up and up. And the big thing here, these kind of zones where Bitcoin wanted to get to kind of reestablish itself as coming out of the bear market and being a bit more positive and bullish, it's hit this zone. It's hit 40,000. So I think the next stage, I mean, it might have a little pullback. I think it could drop back down and retest this trend line, which is 37, around, well, 37,750, maybe 37.5, around that price. It could bounce back and retest that, or it might just carry on going up. But then it wants to break this like 42,000 zone. So it's got past all these previous lower highs. And I think once it does that, I can see it going up. And we've already noticed altcoins going up, and one that has really popped out is Polkadot, or Polkadot, depending on how you say it. That's gone up 15%. So like yesterday, on day before, depending on where you live, time difference wise, it was like $20 summit, $21. So that's really started going up because it's launched on CoinSpot. I don't think it's on normal CoinSpot. I think it's on, what's it called, CoinSpot Pro. I think it's listed on there, but it's probably got on, sorry, not CoinSpot, Coinbase. Sorry, I'm thinking of an exchange that I use to onboard my fiat in Australia. So Coinbase have listed it. Coinbase Pro have listed it. So it's had a big price spike, and I think this is one that's going to really pump because it's got really good fundamentals. The parachains are going to be going live in the next few months on Coinbase, which is obviously one of the main on ramps for US citizens to buy crypto. So yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one to get into, and I'm glad that I kind of invested big. And when I say invested big, I mean for us low guys that have got limited amounts of cash. And when I say invest big, to some people that might be like $100,000 in Polkadot. I'm literally talking $4,000 in Polkadot. That's it. But that's a lot for me. I said I've got two funds. I've got two portfolios. One of my portfolios, I'm not going to share my screen because I don't want to give away too much. But I'm not. One of my portfolios is it's a pension fund because in Australia, I don't think you can do it in. I don't think you can do it in the UK. I think in America there's some companies that I think there's some exchanges that are working with 401ks where you might be able to invest a portion of your crypto into your 401k. In Australia, it's brilliant. You can invest your whole amount of pension, your super, into a self-managed super fund completely in crypto. And some people might think that's absolutely mental, but those are the people that are ignorant. And it's not a bad thing being ignorant. It's just you've not really had any interest in crypto, you've not researched crypto, and you just read all the FUD, which basically puts everyone off because, end of the day, all these news articles, they're being paid for a lot of the time by your institutions, your health, your hedge funds, your insurance companies, your banks, or subsidiaries where they don't want you to be investing money in crypto because they don't want the financial system to come down and crash. So don't believe everything you hear because most stuff is complete and utter nonsense. And I don't believe none of it. None of it. I just think all these institutions, everyone that's FUDing Bitcoin, that's FUDing crypto, they're not genuine because they're FUDing it publicly and privately behind closed doors without telling anyone. They're buying as much as they damn well can. Bitcoin, I mean, the market cap of the overall crypto market cap yesterday it went up over $100 billion. $100 billion in a day. Now I know the overall market cap was like 2.4 billion, but then we had a massive correction, which was basically getting rid of all the people that were leveraging. So it's put it on an even keel field, and it's made it a bit more of a genuine price. That's a bit more, well, a true price really than what it was because it was all leveraged. So here's what I invest on my self-managed super fund, which I'm so happy that it took ages for everything to get approved because there's a process to it. It took forever, and it just went in my bank the day of the crash. The day of the crash, who could have timed that better? And I wanted it to come because I wanted to buy, and the price was really high. I'd have been so gutted. So if anyone did buy, I feel sorry for you, but zoom out and don't stress too much because if you're in this for the long term, which is 12 months or more, don't worry about the price. Because in 12 months from now, the price that you paid for it, there'll be people that would sell a kidney to get in at the same price that you bought it for. So don't stress too much. So here is my portfolio. So I have Ethereum, Matic, which is a layer 2 for Ethereum, which is going to help Ethereum in a big way. And it's already, I mean, to be honest, I wish that I got into it like in March because it was like 20 cents or something ridiculous. Polkadot, Chainlink. So Chainlink is like an oracle which is used by pretty much all platforms, all projects. Not all of them. I mean, there are some other ones. I think Orion Protocol is one. But Chainlink's the main one, which so far everyone uses. Then I've got Cardano, which I love. I wish I had more, but I've only got a set amount of funds to invest, and I don't want to spread myself too thin. And then I've got Luna, Terra Luna. And that is an absolute steal because everything's come down pretty much by half, 55%. Terra Luna from its all-time high is like 75% cheaper than it was. 75%. You don't get them kind of sale. I mean, you go to a sports shop because you want a really good pair of Nikes, and I don't know, I'm a size 9, so whatever you. I mean, unless you've got tiny feet, but I'm a size 9. I go to sports shop for size 9, that's 75% off. I've not a cat in hell's chance. Not a chance. I think the only ones that are there are like size 3 and 4, and size like 12 and 13. So you're either completely abnormal one way or the other. You have really small or really big, but you never get these bargains. Normal people never get these bargains because they never have your sizes ever. Same with technology. I mean, where would you ever see a PlayStation 5 for 75% off? You wouldn't even see it for 5% off. And that's what you don't really get in crypto. You see something that's 75% off. That is genuine. The price was genuinely $22 or something for Terra Luna. Don't know why I say Terra Luna. Should just say Terra or Luna. Luna's the ticker name. So yeah, it's genuine. The price was genuinely that high, and even at that point, people like saying, "Well, it's going to go like 8 to 10x from here on all cryptocurrencies," and like right now, I think 8 to 10x from right now is not really. It's being really conservative because it's dropped by half. So 8 to 10x is probably on the real low scale. So just get in. If you're thinking about it, just get in. Now, not financial advice. I'm not a chartist. I don't do finance. Crap at accounting. But I've got a bit of common sense and I can see where the future's going because everything is going digital. Everything's getting away from decentralized. And you can just look at history where things have moved forward with your tapes, your CDs, your MP3s. Now no one downloads MP3s now. No one really buys music anymore. Like in the traditional sense where you're buying an album, the percentage of people just subscribe to Spotify. And you either get it for free and listen to adverts, or you pay so much and you listen to what the hell you want. And same with videos. I think I talked about this on the last one, so I'm not going into it again. But the future is evolving, and people spending money. Like for instance, like a lot of like older people think nothing's tangible, it's not real. But it's just, to me, crypto assets. It's just it's a future way of thinking of investing in stocks. So people that invested in stocks previously, this is just the next generation. It's just the evolvation. Is that a word? It's not a word, is it? It's just how things evolve. So how like when I was younger, like I was investing in stocks, didn't have a clue what I were doing. Same as a lot of people with crypto. But now people, younger generation especially, they're not interested in investing in stocks. They don't want a 10% increase in like 5 years. And they don't want the barriers, the restrictions, what are there. Like investing in crypto is so simple and straightforward. And for the older generation, it might seem a bit daunting and risky. And it is. You've got to know what you're doing. But I think the younger generation, it's just second nature. And like if you live in the US and you've got like Robinhood app, or you're buying on like your exchanges what are so user friendly, you can't really go wrong, like Coinbase. It's a good on ramp to get you kind of mentally prepared for how crypto works and how you send and receive coins from one to another, or you're changing like platform like on an exchange. It doesn't matter if you're swapping Ethereum for Polygon or um, like different blockchains. But when you come off an exchange and you want to buy something that maybe isn't on an exchange that you can access, you might be going on like Uniswap or PancakeSwap, and then it's a bit more challenging because you've got to, or like if you want to buy like Polygon, or you're staking, and you might be staking on a platform or project that you have to stake in, like Ethereum, or you have to stake in Polygon, and you might have to move coins from one blockchain to another, and it's like, oh my god, it can get really, to be honest, you panic. And I think you need to get into purchasing on an exchange and understand everything before you start going on to like these decentralized exchanges like DeFi. So, but yeah, it's once you've done it, you kind of get the gist of it. But let me tell you, I've been sending money from like, for instance, I've had like purchase stuff on PancakeSwap, which uses the Binance Smart Chain, and some stuff you buy, like Cardano, for instance, they're wrapped. You're not buying Cardano, for instance. You're buying a wrapped Cardano, which is same thing, but then if you want to send that to another exchange, to another blockchain, for instance, it can be really difficult. So when you've got to move your money from one blockchain to another, sometimes you've got to use bridges, and it's not streamlined, and it's a lot easier than what it was like in 2018. That was way more difficult. All these swaps really weren't about. You literally had to sell them, and then buy them back into fiat, and then you'd buy it again from fiat to your coin that you were going into. So it's a lot better now than it was, but it's still not completely streamlined. And I think there's projects that are probably going to be changing that in the future, but there isn't. I don't think there's any. Well, there probably are some about, but there's not mainstream, not what everyone uses. So I mean, I know there's one that's going to be starting up soon called Giro, and that one is that's going to be a game changer. That's basically one of the hidden gems I was going to talk about, besides talking about Oakham Finance yesterday. So like Giro, I'll do a separate video on it, but basically it's like an on-ramp. So you can onboard, offboard fiat currency. You can buy coins, exchange. I think towards the end of the year, then you can stake as well. So you can do everything. You don't need to leave, and it's cross-platform. So that's something that's coming that's going to be absolutely awesome. So anyway, I'm completely off track. So yeah, the overall market cap is looking pretty darn good. 1.7 trillion. I mean, it's not at its all-time high, obviously, that was 2.4, but I think it's changing. I think the times are changing. I think that 40k mark was so important. I think when it gets past 42, then the train has actually left the station. Definitely. And I think we're going to get pullbacks, but are we going to see 30k again? Can't say for certain, but personally, I don't think so. So anyway, I just wanted to go up to this heat map and just look at not long ago, this was all red, which is kind of soul destroying. And when you're thinking of like money, what you've got on paper, and then you lose like half the value, and you do kind of think, well, if I'd not bothered and I come in now and bought it, I'd have had twice as much. But you can't think like that. It's just depressing. So look, I mean, BTC, Ethereum, everything's green apart from these three. Well, Kasama, to be honest, that's had such a massive pump. Coming down a little bit, it's not really relative because it's gone. I mean, look at it for 30 days. For the last month, it's gone up 30%, 330% for the year. Crypto.com, 254% for the year. 300. Guys, why didn't we get in a year ago? It makes you sick, really, but then you look at it and you think, but then a year from now, it's probably going to be exactly the same. With people thinking, why didn't we get in a year ago? So let's look at DOT. Just why it loads. I just wanted to open this because I've got quite a lot of DOT. Quite a lot. Slightly bullish. So those that don't know anything about DOT, I'll just read this. It's an open source project. In fact, rather than looking away, because I've got two screens, I don't want to look like I'm being rude. So it's an open source project founded by Swiss-based Web3 Foundation. The Web3 Foundation contracted Parity Technologies, run by Dr. Gavin Wood, an Ethereum co-founder. So that says it all. You look at the founders. If you've got good founders, that's the first thing you want to look at. So your founder is like the most important thing when you're researching projects. So he wrote the Ethereum technical yellow paper and implemented a large portion of the protocol. It's designed for true interoperability and enables cross-blockchain transfers of any type of data or asset, not just tokens. Polkadot allows developers to create a custom blockchain quickly using the Substrate framework and connects it to the Polkadot network to be interoperable with many other chains. Polkadot is also able to upgrade itself without the need for potentially contentious hard forks, I should say. So yeah, it's a really, really good project, and I love it. But I love Cardano. To be honest, right, I love them all. If I had enough money to invest in them all, I would. Well, not all of them, but like Matic, VeChain, Chainlink, Solana. I wish I had enough money to invest in Solana. But again, I don't want to spread myself too thin. Like, is it better to have more of an amount of a select few or less of an amount of the masses? And I want to feel like I don't expect each one to produce life-changing wealth, but I want each one to seriously make a difference in my portfolio and the value it's worth. And then when I've got a substantial value in projects, in the coins I've got, and perhaps I want to move over to something else that I might believe is upcoming, like Ocam Finance or Giro, where they're just kind of in the infancy, really. They've not been out long. They've not got any exposure. They've not got the network effect. People aren't aware of them because not many people have talked about them. Even though if you YouTube them, you'll get loads of videos, but they're not in the mainstream. So all these coins, when you've actually made some good profits, you can reinvest. And as I was saying yesterday with like Ocam Finance, with the getting in on the initial coin offerings is massive. Like the profits you can make on them, which I've not made yet. I will report back the second I get given an idea and how that works out. So that's the heat map. And there was just a few stories I wanted to touch on. And this is massive. And it only broke about 4 hours ago. So MicroStrategy, if you don't know who he is or who they are, Michael Saylor is basically the workhorse of Bitcoin, I will call him, because he is what we thought Elon Musk was until he just made it go to pot. But Michael Saylor has basically invested so much money out of his company, MicroStrategy. They actually own over 90,000 Bitcoins. 90,000. If you think there's only 21 million ever, and currently there will only be 21 million. There's only like 18.5 million now. And just this one person is like purchased 90,000. That is unreal. So I'll just read what this story is. So the firm said it intended to use the proceeds from the offering for general corporate purposes, including the acquisition of Bitcoin. So they're thinking of selling $1 billion worth of the company stock So imagine, I mean, it says, including the acquisition of Bitcoin, what's the percentage ratio? How much Bitcoin? I can actually see Michael Saylor investing the whole damn lot because he's a Bitcoin bull. He is a Bitcoin god. Well, so far, unless he does something, hopefully he won't do anything, but he's pumping so much money into Bitcoin, and it's getting institutions and hedge funds and everyone else really interested in Bitcoin, and he's the driving force behind getting it adopted by all the big players because they're kind of following suit. He's created network effect in the business world. So the same day, Business Intelligence from MicroStrategy announced it would use $488 million for the proceeds of a private offering sale to buy Bitcoin. The company said it may also sell up to $1 billion of stock for the same reason. This is mental. So he could be he's already bought he's buying $488 million worth of Bitcoin, and he's going to be investing potentially another $1 billion in Bitcoin. This is like positive. It's really good news, and it's going to drive the price of Bitcoin up, and it's going to drive the price of cryptocurrencies up. And once the network effect takes over and all these institutions and hedge funds start really, really, really investing, and there's already a finite amount of Bitcoin, but when you've got companies that are taking $1 billion worth of Bitcoin off exchanges, the supply is getting less and less. Most of Bitcoin isn't even on exchanges. Most of Bitcoin is held in private wallets. So it never sees the light of day. It pops its little head up every now and then to see what's going on, and then it'll disappear again. And a lot of it's never been on an exchange since purchase. So when you've got like someone like Michael Saylor that's buying $500 million worth of Bitcoin, this is like taking the reserves from the exchanges, where some of them I think it gets to a point they'll be bone dry because the price will be so high, because there's obviously little of it about. It's nothing but good for Bitcoin and the crypto asset space, and it's going to this mass adoption. You're getting in now. You're getting it at the right time, because once mass adoption comes, then these kind of life changing moments won't happen. You're not going to be able to 100x your coin in like a couple of years, because once everybody's doing it, that's when it all changes. But that's my understanding anyway. I could be proved totally wrong. You could probably you might still be able to make life-changing wealth in 5 years from now just getting in, but I just think it's going to be a lot harder, because I don't think there's going to be the interest in all these IDOs, because a lot of them are doing exactly the same thing. None of them are any different. So the ones that are going to be coming out in years to come, what are they going to be offering that's different? Because there's going to be so much wealth in the projects that are already out there, that they're going to have the foresight to implement changes for the better for their own projects, which are already going to obviously have really high prices anyway, because there's so much money involved in a lot of these big projects. They've got so much wealth, and they've got the best developers. So they've got the best founders. So a lot of the ideas what are going to be coming up in the future, chances are that they're probably already involved in the projects that are out there now. So they might just be like an upgrade to what they already do, if you will. So I've got this other story. Oh, where are we? So Polkadot went up in price because of the Coinbase Pro listing, as I've already mentioned. Don't want to subscribe, thanks. Something that helped bump the price up to Bitcoin as well was because Elon Musk tweeted again yesterday. The market moves when he tweets, unfortunately. So he tweeted that when Bitcoin is at least 50% energy use for Bitcoin is from renewable sources, that Tesla will reconsider accepting Bitcoin again. And it's a shit. It's okay. It's good that it pumps the price, but in a way, it's not good because you don't want one person being able to influence the price of Bitcoin dramatically, just with one tweet. It kind of still shows the vulnerability of Bitcoin, that it can be manipulated by nothing really, just FUD. Just a little bit of news by one person can change the price. And so in a way, it's good because he's putting the price up, but it could have easily been the opposite way, as it was when the price dropped down 50%. So, yeah, that's the story. They're the stories of the day. I've got to get something to eat now because I'm famished. I mean, it's like 20 past 11. I have had breakfast, but do you know when you've just got that hunger? But I had to do I was actually hungry before I started doing the video. But I was feeling pumped. I saw the prices, so I was really excited to just do a quick video and get it uploaded. It's like a race. It's a bit like the space race back in the 60s. Who was the first to get the rocket up into space? Like with crypto, I'm fortunate because I'm in Australia, so I'm like the first person to see the breaking news. So when something comes out, like sometimes it might have only been out like an hour, and if you see something that's like kind of new and you wanna get it out to the masses. I mean, okay, I've only got 10 subscribers. Okay, 9 really because myself's one. But that doesn't mean other people aren't getting the content if YouTube are putting it out there. So if obviously I'm doing titles to my product, to my show, which is relevant to what's happening on the news front, and people are searching, mine will pop up. But it's like the space race. You've got to be quick because so many people pick up on these stories and then they'll post them, but then they ends up with like umpteen different stories all telling the same thing, and everyone can read it for themselves, but I never have. I've always like kind of looked online and found the news that way because I actually prefer watching stuff and listening to stuff than reading. I don't like reading, and you might be able to tell, like, I'm not the best. I mean, obviously I can read. I'm not a complete moron. I can read, but some people can read better. But on my defense, sometimes when I'm reading, I'm looking at the screen. What I use OBS software, and I'm looking at the screen, and the screen is shrunk, so I don't see. It's smaller. I can make it bigger, but I'm lazy and I don't bother. So in my defense, that's why. I don't know how I got onto reading, by the way, but I'm going to wrap it up. If you want to talk about anything, if you want any specific information on any specific projects, or you want me to look into a project that you're interested in, providing it's not a complete scam coin. Like if you're going to ask me to go and look at Coin or whatever it's called, Cummy Coin, I ain't interested. So if it's a scam coin, I don't want people to lose big, even though people can make big money. It's normally the people that make big money are the investors or the people that get in early and they know what they're doing and they wait for people to buy and then they sell it and the price drops and it's repeat, wash and rinse. And I don't want that for people. I want people to genuinely buy projects that have got fundamentals, they've got use case, they've got fantastic founders, they've got fantastic developers. Doesn't have to necessarily mean the project is up and running. They could have a really good white paper that is giving differentiation into their project over different projects. So, and I say if it's a new project, but if it's got some exciting people behind it, they're the hidden gems what I talk about, and they're the ones that you can make if you're lucky, you can make life-changing wealth, especially if you can get in the IDO stage early on before they actually get listed on exchanges and even decentralized exchanges. Like, if you buy something, obviously on Coinbase, then there's no way on earth you've got it at a good price. Doesn't mean to say it's bad. You can buy stuff on Coinbase and still have life-changing wealth in 12 months, 18 months, 2 years down the line. But if you found these projects, if you've been into crypto for a bit of time and you've found these projects earlier, they won't be on a big exchange. They kind of start off when they launch on like the blockchains themselves. So if they created on Ethereum, then they'll launch on Uniswap. If they created on Binance Smart Chain, then they'll launch on PancakeSwap. And same with the other blockchains, they'll launch on the native blockchain kind of DeFi project. Don't know all of them, so I can't talk about others. Again, that's why you listen to me. Hopefully, I'm not a know-it-all. I don't know everything. It's just my opinion, and what I don't know, I'll let you know. So I've kind of lost where I was going with that. But yeah, if you find these projects early on, then if you buy them on Uniswap or you buy them on PancakeSwap or alternatives from other blockchains, okay, you've not got them as cheap as what you'll find them on IDOs, because nobody can. They're the set price what the project sells them at, and you're picking them up at a bargain. So you buy them on what I've just mentioned, not as cheap, but they're still a damn bargain, because the second they start listing on major exchanges like Coinbase, like the main ones like Coinbase, like Binance, Kraken, KuCoin, the second they go on these exchanges is when the price really starts to ramp up, because they get mass adoption, because the masses can buy these products. Everybody can see, because a lot of people, I reckon, I don't know what the percentage is of people that do crypto. It's very low. I mean, I think 3-4 years ago, it was like 1%. Now it might be more, but it's still, I reckon it's still under 5%. It's still a minority. And out of that percentage, the percentage of people that actually buy from like Uniswap or PancakeSwap is diminished even more, because the retail investors, the people that have seen Elon tweeting about Dogecoin, or they've been watching TikToks about SafeMoon or Cumcoin or whatever they called, these are people that buying on exchanges or things, apps like Robinhood, but a lot of the coins what are hard to get, they're not on the big exchanges yet. They're on like your websites like Uniswap, and then I think because they got so popular, some of them did get put onto like Robinhood, so normal people can have access to them. But a lot of the early coins, they don't have access to them, so they don't buy them. So you're in a unique position. If you figure out how to buy crypto on Coinbase, which is pretty straightforward, then do a bit of research, learn how to spend money on Uniswap, and learn how to exchange coins, on Uniswap and PancakeSwap, and you're on the right path. And then you can purchase projects before the masses jump on board, and then the price goes up. And as I say, you're not going to lose out. Like in 4 years down the line, if you bought Bitcoin right now, 4 years from now, I actually seriously believe Bitcoin, I don't like price predictions, but I'd be very surprised if Bitcoin wasn't $500,000 in 4 years from now, after the next halving. But again, not financial advice. Thanks for watching. You've been amazing. Leave some comments. If you've stuck it to the end, power to you. Love you guys. There's only 10 here. No, sorry. There's only 9 here. But I love you. I don't know you yet. I'd like to. So send me some messages, interact, tell me what you want to chat about, what projects you're interested in, what you're invested in. Until next time, spend well, invest well, and don't have paper hands. Don't cash out when the price drops, because you'll buy back later at a more expensive price, or you'll leave crypto altogether and never come back. And that's a big mistake. It's life-changing wealth. It's going to happen here. We're going to do it together. So until next time, goodbye.